Good morning, Mr. Cowan. I can't see you, but I believe you're out there somewhere in outer space, buddy.
It appears as though here I am, pressed up.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, you do a good job with this.
I do the best I can with my limited skills, unlike some of us who have full talents like yourself.
Well, I'm not in that category, but I've done things similar to what you do in coordinating.
Yes,
and
sir.
Most people don't realize how long it takes.
Yeah.
And how you have to be thinking about what have I forgotten? What have I forgotten?
Oh my God.
What am I
Tell
supposed
me about that. Like turn on the recording.
There's somebody named Kimberly.
Yes. Good morning, Kim.
She can't talk.
Holy smokes. I'm here.
I'm sorry, Kim. I expect professionals on here.
Well, too bad I showed up. So sorry.
We take all comers, but we expect professionals. I'm sorry. We'll take what we can, but we like some professionals to show up.
Yeah, I clicked the button to turn the mute off, but it didn't work. So boy, that's not good.
Well, thank you, Kimberly, for showing up.
Sure.
Good morning, Rhoda. Hey, Rhoda, can you do me a favor when you speak something? But if you could just either speak louder, I'd appreciate that.
Okay, I'll try. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. If we can stay at that level, we're in good shape.
Okay.
And if you're soft enough, I can always just have Gerald speak for you. He takes care of it.
Oh, I'm not qualified to speak for Rhoda.
No one is qualified, buddy.
Rhoda's got it all together.
Yeah,
She does.
No one is qualified. Good morning, Gloria.
My kids would not agree with you, I'll tell you what.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Adele.
Morning. Good morning, Keith. How are you? Hi, Rhoda.
I'm good.
Good. Hey, Gloria.
Hey, Adele.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Adele. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm working on the post for your site. I'm still working on it.
Take your time. That's
Okay.
fine. Wonderful. Thank you.
Sure.
Here comes the man of the hour. Good morning, Suresh.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Hello, Mr. Cowan.
I'm good, sir.
Gary, yeah.
I'm good, sir.
Gary, thanks.
I'll give about another minute and we're going to stay on time. Here comes Andrew. He is a referral. Thank you. So we'll get, looks like we'll have, looks like we have multiple people on here. So the rules will stay in place. If you are not speaking, please be muted. And if you'll raise your hand, I'll recognize you. So
it's okay for me to be muted now? Yeah.
Some of you guys just stay muted. Hey, good morning, Andrew. So we're going to go ahead and get started here so that we have the speaker has ample time.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was having meeting problems.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. So I'm going to wait because I do have a couple more people coming in. So we are going to start on time. Okay, we got one more person. Cody Lent is joining us. He is a future speaker, and so is Andrew. He is also a future speaker. So we'll give these guys a chance to get in. We're going to have a bunch of people. So like I said, I'm going to pretty much enforce the mute rule. And if you don't mind, once again, raise your hand so that we don't end up talking over each other. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning. My name is Keith Rand. I am the coordinator for Circle Business Network here in Indianapolis. What we like to do is go around and give everyone an opportunity to get at least a minute or so, talk about your business and give your introduction. And because we have so many people from so many different places, if you would also tell what city you are from, I'd appreciate that. I call the names according to the way I see you on my screen. So the first person I see on my screen this morning is Gerald Cowan. Gerald, if you would, please give us a minute or so. He's doing that on purpose, by the by. Go ahead, Gerald.
I'm done. No, I settle estates when people get promoted. Does everybody know what it means to get promoted?
Yes, we do.
That's when we cool to room temperature.
Not a problem.
I prepare wills, trusts, estate planning, powers of attorney, living wills, healthcare appointments can all be done through email and no touch. And my prices are slightly less than outrageous.
Oh, okay. I always hate to have somebody follow Gerald, but Kim.
My motto is, I may not be good, but I'm expensive.
Yes, he is. Kim, if you would please, I hate to have you follow him.
Okay, this is the second time I have to follow Jerry. This is not fair.
I'm sorry, your head popped up. Let's go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Kim Gilbert. My business is Giller Business Consulting. I'm in Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire, and I help tradesmen, such as home improvement contractors, improve their customer experience and turn finicky customers into great referrals. I create bespoke programs for them for their customer experience. And I can be reached on LinkedIn, and if that's the way you want to connect with me, that would be the best for me. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Kimberly. Sorry that you followed Gerald. It's just
Every
the way
time.
life is. Rhoda, if you would, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm right here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and welcome all the people that I invited. People who are doing it often don't have time to say it and to tell about it. And so my business is Say It For You, and we tell the story online through your blog and through your website content, and often your brochures or newsletters, about what you're doing, what you know how to do, and the way that you chose to do it that is unique in your marketplace. So we say it for you.
Thank you, Rhoda. Gloria?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Gloria Thomas. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. And my business is Dream Trips. We have the world's greatest travel app. You can book travel on your phone anywhere in the world. We have exclusive vacations, and we have discounted hotels and business travels. So if you're looking at travel at any point, consider us.
Thank you so much. Adele?
Yes, good morning, everybody. My name is Adele Bush. My business is ASB Business Services, LLC, and we're in Columbus, Ohio. We pride ourselves in the wonderful service that we provide. And what do we provide? Personalized, customized, and exclusive executive telephone outreach. We also do business research and prospect development. And our goal is to make sure that your phone calls are effective, that they're professional, and that your business is represented like an executive on the phone. And we also do business research to make sure that you have the right contacts in the right companies and you get them in the right way before we make the phone calls. Adele Bush, ASB Business Services.
Thank you so much. Suresh is next, but I'm gonna hold him because he's gonna be our speaker. So I'm gonna go to Andrew, if you would, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Winnig. I'm outside Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm an elevator pitch coach. I help people be clear and concise about how they talk about what they do. And a big opportunity for me right now is I'm helping people with virtual business networking. So looking at ways to run really exciting online events that get people get to know each other and can make those contacts with each other. Thanks for inviting me today. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, Andrew. My next person will be Cody, please.
Hey guys, my name is Cody Lentz. I am a sales account manager and a business analyst for a technology services company in Indianapolis named Covey. Sounds like my name, but it ends in Vector Indigo instead of Delta and whatever the military alphabet is for Y. I can't remember. I always miss that one. Someone will chime in a minute and tell me Yankee. Success. For the most part, we do like help desk support and all the normal stuff an IT services provider does. But what we do different is me, which is I do a lot of business forecasting, hardware lifecycle management plans, investment analysis, and financial benchmarking to make sure we're spending our money the right way.
Thank you, Cody. Alex, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How's it going? My name is Alex Gray. I am in Zionsville, Indiana, which is just northwest of Indianapolis. I own a company called Opine Interactive, and we do website and email hosting, although the business is in wind down, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, so I can focus on some other investments.
Thank you. Zach, if you would, please.
Good morning, everyone. Zach Fox. I'm with Edward Jones Investments, helping plan and invest finances for individuals and businesses.
Zach, you were short and sweet, baby. Thank you. Marianne. Hey, Marianne, if you would give us your introduction, please.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. It's Marianne Yates, and I own Elder Moves, EM Transitions. We help transition people from one location to another with complete decorating services.
Well, thank you so much. We do have one more individual, but he's muted and video, but we'll give him a chance later on. So, hey, we don't do politics, but we don't want to ignore the world. So just take a minute here and say, hey, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. The sun is going to come up tomorrow. It's going to rain and wherever it's going to be. If you're lucky like Kim and you live in the snowy area, hopefully you get some snow, you can go skiing. So with that, hey, the world is going to be what it's going to be. We're in business. And so for us, our focus is no matter what's happening out there, we need to focus on ourselves and do the best we can. Okay. So that's it. Okay. With that, I need someone to give me about, a minute or two, something positive about their business. And if I don't get a volunteer, you know me, I'm gonna go ahead and take a draftee. So if somebody will raise their hand, I'd like to give you just a minute or two about your success this week in your business, if you don't mind, please. Cody, if you would, please, and unmute.
Yeah, so a couple of you know me, and I've been at maximum capacity for a couple of years. And this week I automated 2 of my major reports that I used to spend about 40 hours a quarter or more on, depending on how many new clients and what size they were as far as number of assets that they have. So that means that I should be able to get back to my norm of trying to bring on 1 new client a month in 2021. And post coronavirus, it's just amazing relief to be able to go to my kids' soccer games and do that at the same time. So.
Yeah. Hey, hey, Cody, if you don't mind, what did you use to automate it?
So in June, I lowered my salary and bought a new software tool, a reporting tool to integrate with most of our services. So that automated my financial benchmarking reports, which were a big thing. It also shows like problem trends and innovation trends for each of my clients. So we know kind of the big picture view instead of just the little granular, my printer doesn't print view of what's going on. So that was that one. The other one, that's called Bright Gauge, if you just want to know. The other one is called ScalePad, and we already used it, but I was able to add some stuff to it and optimize it and change some of our other systems to integrate with it. I didn't do any of that work. I just asked for that work to be done by the smart guys. And so that allows my, I forecast hardware expenses for out 8 years. And that allows that to be an automated report instead of me doing that manually every quarter.
Okay, thank you. Adele, you had your hand up, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Thank you, Keith. I was offered an opportunity to work on a project that I never thought about would be integrated into my business. It's an accounts receivable project. Now, when you think about accounts receivable, you think about collection, you think about mean people, you think about people pushing you for payments. This company has asked me to follow up on a number of invoices that are outstanding. And what we did was we put a different spin on it. Instead of making it a hardcore collection call, we approached them with charm and grace. We asked them, what can we do to work with you to get this situation resolved? And also at the end of the call, after I got the information that I needed to deliver to the client, I thanked the client, I thanked the person for their business. And they just brightened right up. And this really made all the difference in the world. So, we can do account receivable calls for you and do it with charm and grace that your clients deserve. And this was a whole new opportunity, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll have somebody else that's giving me something positive that happened this week. Mr. Wig. And could you pronounce your last name again?
Yep, Winnig.
Winnig. All right. Thank you.
So so it's not directly related to my business, but I'm part of a Rotary Club, and we actually re-envisioned something for this Saturday. We're actually doing a virtual carnival for kids around the world. So we have kids from India and the Philippines and the UK and Australia and New Zealand all coming together. I've got a balloon person coming, a magician coming. I've got Peter H. Reynolds. I don't know if you know, the illustrator for kids books. He's actually going to be doing a story time with us. So Saturday morning, we're doing this virtual carnival. And I'm just really excited to be, it's the kind of thing like 9 months ago, it would have been a stupid idea. Nobody would have thought about it, but everyone's all excited that we've got something for the kids to do. So if you're interested, I can throw the link. It's free. It's completely free to anybody around the world. It's geared for kids kind of 6 to 11. If people are interested, I can throw the link in the chat box. But that's something I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be kind of merging technology and virtual stuff with the good work we tend to do in Rotary in the community. So that's been
that might be interesting. I'd like to, maybe if you remember, send me that link. I just want to see how that works. No problem. I had somebody else who raised their hand and I missed them. Okay. Hey, just want to take a minute. I like to hear about my financial situation. Alex, give me a shot, man. What do you think? Alex is a private investor. We talk from time to time. Give me an outlook. Do I need to go hide somewhere, Alex, and worry about my life?
Well, I mean, you brought up, the sun's going to come up, and it will. Yeah. But obviously, these things impact the markets. Right now, I think it's, looking at the House and Senate and how that went, I think it's a positive for the markets because, one thing that was promised, if it ends up going to Biden, was big tax increases on businesses and business owners. As many know, as a lot of us know, a lot of that income is flow through, which shows up on your tax return, which can really damage you when these taxes go up, even though you're not necessarily making that much. So I think overall that's going to be a positive because it's split. Looks like the Senate's going to stay Republican, Democrat House, which means they can't do any more damage to us, which is always a good thing. So I think from that standpoint, from an election standpoint, I think that's going to be a positive for the markets. But we still have this little COVID overhang thing, and I think the markets are a little worried about another shutdown. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I mean, we're looking at COVID cases go through the roof, and we're looking at death rates stay pretty much flat. Which when it comes to a pandemic, what you really worry about is people dying, not people just getting a little sickness. So I think hopefully they'll most of these states will try to fight through it, especially Indiana for my my own personal. I'd rather Indiana just try to fight through it, but yeah. We'll see.
Okay. Hey, we'll keep our eye on that. Also, as a speaker in January, just a reminder, I am looking for a tax person who could give us a little bit of a forecast, or at least what they forecast the effect of the potential changes in the IRS rules or anything else that they might know about. I'd like to have that speaker in January. So if you know of a tax specialist that would like to speak to us, please try to get me that referral. We've got a couple of other people that have joined us here. I don't see them. I don't see their faces. We'll try to get them, work them in. Hey, there it is. I thought I saw somebody. Hey, David, if you would just spend a minute or so and introduce yourself, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm Dave Garrison, Mutual of Omaha Mortgage, and I work with wealth advisors and some real estate agents and the senior population in utilizing housing wealth and retirement income planning.
So with that, good to see all you guys. I want to make sure that, I'm sorry, Alex, do you have your hand up?
Just real quick, I forgot to mention, I might have to jump off here about 9:15. So if I suddenly disappear, just wanted to let people know that's why.
Not a problem. Some people have to leave. I know some people have a 9:30 this morning. So yeah. We're not going to worry about that. There's a lot of heads. So we're not going to worry about that this morning. I do want to make sure that Suresh gets ample time. We have a realtor, Suresh, who was interested in this, but had a medical this morning. So I want to make sure that you do get an opportunity to speak and talk to us. Also, just a reminder, this thing will be recorded, and we do put it out once a week. Some of you are now famous on YouTube, whether you want it to be or not. And so, so if you don't mind, what I'd like to do is introduce Suresh. Suresh, if you would go ahead and unmute yourself, and the rest of you guys, if you would mute and let him, and it's now the Suresh show. Thank you so much. All right, you have all the rights now.
Very good. How much time I have?
You have about 25 minutes, sir. 20 minutes, and we'd like to reserve a little bit of time for questioning.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. No, we can see you. I can see you, so I would assume everyone else can.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
I just want to give, just give an introduction about who we are, and then talk a little bit about what I want to talk today. So my name is Suresh Pillai. I'm from Vziom Technologies. Vziom has been in the market for the last many years in different forms, in the sense that we rebranded ourselves from around 1996 onwards. In 1996, we started as a software company, and then and the name was different. It was Pillai Software, and then we evolved in the course of time. And we started as a mobile technology company, then rebranded ourselves around 15 years back to support startups. So the mission was just to help the innovators from an idea to a concept, and then concept to reality, kind of is what we decided. Means in the sense that we decided to support any technologies that will have an impact in the community or society at large. That's kind of a mission we took. And the Vziom branding came from 2016. And again, it's just a branding issue. We just branded it as Vziom from 2016. But the talk about real estate that I want to talk today evolved within the last few years when we looked at what is happening in that space. For the last many years, we started watching, we found that the realtor income has been going down. And it's a very big community of around 1.4 million realtors, depending on that space. And in Columbus, like a market where we are in, we have around 8,000 active realtors. And that's true in Chicago, probably around 40,000, and West Coast close to 70,000 and above. So the community that depends on this market is very high. That's the reason why we decided to look into that and see what we can help and what we can contribute to that space. So today's discussion is all about the need of real estate to adopt to new technologies and to make it more accountable and fair. Because the technologies, normally when we look at it, there is a kind of fear that people have that thinks that it makes it more complex. But it is not the question of making it complex, but it's a question of how to make it more accountable and fair. That is where the technology comes in. So I'm not going deep into the science, but just showing a glimpse of the impact it can make. That's what I'm going to do. So here the main focus is the importance of data science and how the data science is going to impact real estate in coming years, and more of a pragmatic approach to it. That's what I'm going to talk about. So what we have seen is today, one of the biggest challenges that real estate agents are facing is the prospecting. The conventional methods of prospecting is not working for them, mainly because of the changes in the market, the advent of technology that makes it difficult for them. Today, if you look at it, the unfortunate global situation we are in. So a lot of factors, and the demography of the people buying homes also changed considerably within the last few years. So that made it very complex. So we decided to jump into this and figure out what are the main problems and how do we really resolve it. So what we have seen is today around 50% of the homes are searched on internet. Only around 28% is done through the conventional way, where people reach out to realtors and find their homes. And the remaining ones, if you look at friends and family to yard signs, and even 1% depend on the print media, which is postcards and flyers, where hundreds of millions of dollars are wasted even today. On the other hand, if you look at the home buyer demography, 1/3 of the home buyers are first-time buyers. And out of this one-third, a growing population is the millennials, 32 to 36 age group, and that graph is keep going up today. But the realtor demography, on the other hand, is completely different. 64% of the realtors today are aging population, means 54 and above. So that makes some kind of challenge. There itself, we can see some challenges over there, mainly because the growing population of buyers who are more social media savvy, technology savvy, and the realtors are not able to catch up with that. That's one of the challenges we found. And that is reflected in their marketing. So around more than 50% of the realtors don't have an understanding of how to do the marketing in today's market, and nor have allocated enough money to do that. So that is what is reflective of that, the disconnect between the market, what's happening, and what realtors are facing today. Only around 1/8 of the realtors spend around 20,000 and more for their marketing, and they are performers. Not because of the dollars, and it's not reflective of the dollars, but rather they identified the issue and got help. And around 3% of the realtors spend more than 80,000 and above, and they are the real top performers. So how do we cope up with this paradigm shift? We got to do the prospecting using technology, using the basically on the internet, search engines to social media and other portals, and then pass on the prospects to the realtors. That's what we should do. With that in mind, a lot of new lead companies evolved in this space. A lot of large companies evolved in that space to tap into that market. So what they are doing, one of the challenges they are facing is they all use the listing as a point of reference for them to generate leads. But the challenge in that is they take a touch point as an interest in buying. A touch point in the sense that I see a listing, I click on it. For example, this is a $5 million house. I click on it, not because I'm interested in it. I love to see the architecture, the yard, how they design it, even furnishing. Some people want to look at it. But they ask me to put my name, email, and a phone number. In most cases, people don't even disclose their identity. They don't give the actual name or email or a phone number. But then it is sold as a lead to multiple agents at the same time. So the challenge we have in that space today is the absence of pre-qualification. Anybody fills the form is considered a lead. So the actual conversion rate is extremely low, around 0.4 to 1.2%. That's it. So it's not about how they are dealing with it. It's about, that is where I want to introduce the concept of data science, because the real estate industry has to really unlock the potential of big data and incorporate the machine learning, which will really resolve most of these issues what we find today. Fundamentally, what this allows is to exceed the human capacity by working on more data. And because the biggest challenge we have is when we look at the big data, it's scary because of the millions of transactions and information. It gives about locality, the properties, demography. So it's so big. So the question of how to really implement the data science comes from the fact that we can combine technology to do that. to find solution. It gives enormous information when, the biggest advantage of the data science is we are able to analyze the huge amount of transactional data and then build it as an intelligence for us to really figure out things. So I'm going to give just a glimpse of what it does with the solution we are proposing here. What it does is, for example, if you collect the buyers from the market, especially on internet, like search engines to social media and other portals, and then if you bring that to the data to filter that information, the very simple application of this is use that to the big data to filter so that the bad data is taken out. Bad data in the sense people that don't disclose their actual name, the people who are not really buyers, the people who put in some information to get some information. So the bad data can be first removed. The next level of filtering is more of the pre-qualification process based on demography. Then we can also even go further down to understand the seriousness of buyers by looking at their life events. We can tag those. And there is much more we can do by introducing the social listening, how they behave, what they look for. So the social listening aspect also combined with the data can do really wonders in the sense that it can open up huge amount of dependability and more of a reliable data for the realtors to work on. And that can be used again for the artificial intelligence. So leveraging the artificial intelligence or the machine learning abilities will improve the quality of leads big time or the prospects big time. So that is what I want to bring that. So what this does is, in the whole process of taking from a prospect capturing from internet, bring it down all the way, just a mere filtering, and then going into pre-qualification, looking at the life events to understand the seriousness, bring it all the way down to by looking at the social listening to understand the behavior, and then use that information to understand more about it and produce better results using the machine learning ability. One of the biggest advantages of artificial intelligence is once we start using it, we can keep on improving the quality of the leads based on the patterns, how everything happens in that. And so the impact is nothing but we can remove the so-called tire kickers, and then we can pre-qualify, we can tag these events, we can again find more seriousness based on that, on the social behavior, and of course this will improve ongoing basis. It can improve the quality. So, but this doesn't stop here. I mean, the biggest advantage of the data is even the nurturing. You all know that the real estate is based on relationship. The whole business is relationship-based business. So the data itself can be used even to nurture the leads, because one of some examples I can give is, the concept that the real estate follows today is that if you get a lead within 30 minutes, you need to make a call. Otherwise, it's not hot. But that's not really true, mainly because the data says that today only the 5% of the population respond to your call. They don't answer the call. So, and the average realtors spend only around 3 tries. They try 3 times and then they give up on it. So the data says that 95% of the leads are just wasted because they don't respond to a call. So that is where the data plays a big role to understand how do we really adopt to the methods and get the response, nurture the leads is another aspect of it. The other thing is that the real estate transaction happens within 6 to 18 months normally, because once we started thinking about a home, it takes around 6 to 18 months. How do you really keep nurturing that? That's again, it is called touches. We have to keep on, educating them on how to really, what are the changes, what do you need to know about buying a home. So it's a question of keep on improving the touches you are making to that prospect to become a real, uh, client for you. That again, data plays a big role in that. So that is the main thing I want to talk about. Unless I just want to open up this for questions. I mean, I just wanted to give just a glimpse of the impact of data science, what it can do to the real estate, just for the leads alone, how it can really improve. And what we have seen by introducing this, what we have seen, a huge improvement, like around, from a 1% conversion to almost like 10% appointments is what we are seeing with this kind of changes, what we are introducing. Even within the 3 months time of introducing this kind of concepts. So just want to give you an idea about it. So that's all I have. And I just wanted to open it up for questions, and we'll, more of an informal dialogue.
Hey, Suresh, thank you. Hey, for those of you who don't know me, I am a complete idiot for analytics and big data. I know it's going to sound weird, but I do big data as a hobby. So this was one of the reasons I wanted to hear this. Hey, Suresh, I got a quick question for you, and then I'll open it up to the rest of the people.
Sure.
This big data issue and how you collect. 2 quick questions, because I always run into this. How do you decide? How do you initially gather the information so that you can filter it back down?
It is through the intelligent ad engines. If you run the ad engines across multiple platforms, like search engines to social media and other portals, that is where, especially, if you look at the people, we can find out where people are hanging out, the buyers. You can see people reading blogs, relevant blogs. So the intelligent ad engines are nothing but to find people that look for this similar information. That's where we show the ads that tell them that, look, we can help you to buy the homes.
Okay.
That's where we collect them. Yes.
Okay, good. Hey, I got one more question, because once again, I like big data, so I'm not going to hog it, but hey, this process, which you identified, you pick realtors. This is also good for, I would think, collecting sales data on anybody who sells a particular size of process. For instance, let's say you sell vacations. Let's say you sell, a product that people will not necessarily make a decision today.
Sure.
What made you decide real estate?
The reason why we got into real estate is it's because it's a struggling space. Like I said in the beginning, 1.4 million realtors depend on this space. And we wanted to help them. And every city, like in Columbus alone, we have 8,000 plus. And every city, and one of the difference in the real estate space is they depend purely on commissions. Most of them depend only on commissions. And that commission is shared by many, the brokers, sometimes even the lead companies have share in that. So it's a struggling space. That's the only reason why, emotionally we are attached to it, because we want to help that space. That's the reason why we looked into that. But to your question, big data can be used in any space, any market segment, yes, definitely, yes.
Okay, so let's open it up for anybody else, and let's not just limit it to his business. I'm sure we'd like to know about Suresh, et cetera, et cetera. So if you got some questions, let's ask those also. If he doesn't mind telling us a little bit about his personal self.
Sure.
Suresh, if you could shut your screen down.
Oh, sure, I will do that. There we go.
Thank you. All right, anybody, let's keep it rolling here. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Suresh.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So, Andrew.
So Suresh, that sounds great. So are you working with individual real estate agents, or are you looking more for groups of agents? Like who are the people who are actually signing up to get these leads?
Mostly brokers who are providing leads to their agents. That's what they're focusing on. Yeah.
So you're working with the brokers who are providing leads.
Exactly.
Okay. So they already have a bunch of leads coming in, and you're helping them turn those leads into. You're helping them find the good leads within all the leads that they've got coming in.
Today, yes. Most of them, the way they are doing today is, they get it from different lead companies, but the challenge they have is these are not pre-qualified. They don't, they spend a lot, we audited a lot of CRMs, realtor CRMs in the process. We found that 90% of the leads are not even looked at. People get tired of calling and people don't take the call because they are used to only calling. They don't understand the need to introduce technology to filter this. So the only thing today what realtors knows is jump on and call them, and people don't pick up calls. So that's so. But ideally, we want to reach out to agents who are struggling. The only reason why we are going to brokers is they have funds to provide. That's the only reason. But emotionally, we are attached to the realtors who are struggling.
Suresh, I have a question. So if you sell the package to a broker, the broker has 10 realtors, let's say, or a dozen realtors. What stops them from duplicating those leads to all 10 of their brokers? And it kind of defeats the purpose that you described.
The thing is that, yes, you are right. Ideally, it has to be unique to each one of them. I mean, like it has to be rotated among the team, or that's the ideal scenario. You are right. I mean, it's a decision of the broker how they are going to, implement this fairly, across the team. That's left to them. We don't have much control over that. Yeah.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, go ahead, Kim.
Sure, Kimberly.
I'm very interested in the mechanics of the data gathering. It always fascinates me. And you mentioned tagging prospects, life events.
Yes.
So is this must be a function of an app, or are you working with like Google Ads, or how are you collecting that data so that you can tag those life events?
Our starting point is ads, which are called intelligent ads across multiple platforms. I mean, it goes from search engines to social media to other portals. So that's where we collect the data. But then once we get that, we use big data to tag most of that. The big data gives all that for us to tag it here.
So your prospects must be quite active on social media in order for you to find them.
Need not be. Honestly, yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, in the sense that you will always find some activity today. It does not matter. So it's evenly spread. Some of them are active on search engines, some are on social media. But if you look at the newer generation, you will find them active in many places. So, I mean, if you look at the older generation or people who are not, I mean, today, if you look at it, the baby boomers, they are very active. They're very active on, so it's not like before. I mean, baby boomers are also aging folk. They are also very active on social media and other places. Yeah, that's true.
It seems like you've really dialed into an area that needs attention, because the millennials do everything through Twitter and through their phones and through texting. They don't pick up the telephone, but the real estate agents like the telephone. So it seems like you're bridging that gap. You found that problem that has to be solved. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not just that alone. I mean, it's a question of it's about mixing the technology, the big data. It's so important that data science has to be implemented in real estate. in coming days. That's where the strength, that's where you can make it very effective and fair. So it's a combination of technology and data that gives the best results for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kim. Oh, any other questions? I got a couple of questions. Hey, Suresh, you've been doing this for a while. All businesses have to have a basis for continuing to exist. Has it been profitable, or is it just still developing?
We are in the market only for the last 4 or 5 months time. And the first couple of months we were more, we started then finding ways what works, what pricing structure works and everything. So effectively we are in the market only for the last 3 months. No, we are not making profits yet. It takes around 12 months for us to start making profit. I mean, that's the way the model is developed. We become break even only once we reach around 10,000 leads per month. That's kind of model what we have. That's true with most of the startups. I mean, there is a break even point. For us, it's 12 months. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to, because that was going to be my next question is how have you decided what the pricing structure is? But it sounds like you're still feeling your way through.
We really figured it out. Initially, we started with one single package of 100 leads, and then we split that. Once we understood that not everybody can handle 100, now we have around 4 packages, like 10 leads per month, 15 leads, 30 leads, and 60 leads. So the 10 leads are mostly focused on agents, individual agents. Then 15 also is agents who are more aggressive because it is spread across the month. Like every other day they get a lead. That's how it is spread out. Then the 30 lead is mostly focused on small brokers, like around 5 to 10 agents. And then 60 is for little bigger than that. That's kind of packages we developed. Then it's working out good. So we know that they can handle it. And we also introduced the third-party verification. That's where Adele's company is helping us big time in the third-party verification and appointment setting. And that's working so good. So today we are able to see around 10% of our leads are getting appointments. So that's based on Adele's knowledge. And the third party verification we implement only just a few months back because that gives the realtors more confidence, mainly because someone else is manually verifying the data. So that's where now we can at least document the conversion rates. Before that, we were thinking about waiting another 18 months before we can publish the case studies. Now we are able to even track it, thanks to Adele and her company.
So Suresh, you could put 100 leads together a month. If you're only giving out 10 per agent, that means you could basically have 10 clients within the same geographical area.
Yes.
Is that kind of the plan?
That's right.
Hey, Suresh, if you don't mind, give us just a little bit of personal background about you and being in Columbus, and just a little bit of personal. I always like to know a little bit about the person that I'm dealing with.
Definitely. I started my career as a computer architect back in 1990, GT Atlanta. So GT used to be one of the leading technology and mobile, basically telecommunication company. And so I started there. So I came to Columbus in 1993 to support a small company called Cellular One. And so we came as a group of around 8 people to support them. And that's where I started. So with the help of them, I started my first company in 1996 and grew with them, and then rebranded later around 10, 15 years later, we rebranded to support startups and innovators. That's where my story. Personally, yes, It's very happy family. My wife Jodi, and I have 16-year-old daughter. So it's a small family of three. Um, she's doing very good in high school. So that's where we are. And I'm in Columbus, a suburb of Columbus, Powell, Ohio. That's where we live.
All right, appreciate that. Okay.
What
Hey.
suburb did you say?
What did you say?
What suburb did you say?
Powell, Ohio.
Hey, just first off, say thank you, Suresh. I was personally interested in it because I thought you'd be discussing big data, and I like big data. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it because people who don't understand it, it's a waste of their time. And then people who do like it, we want to talk about it all day long. So we're not going to spend a lot. And it's boring, quite frankly, if you're not interested in it. So, but I do want to thank you. I may have some questions offline for you.
Sure.
Cody, I may have some questions offline for you too, because you're in an area that kind of interests me for another reason. So we'll deal with that. With that being said, hey, we appreciate all you guys showing up. Please check your calendar. Cody is going to be our speaker. Andrew's going to be Andrew Winnick is going to be our speakers in the future. Let's support each other. We do understand COVID is dealing with it the way it's dealing with it. We understand that life is what it is, but I think this just gives us an opportunity to get in front of other people. If nothing else, you get to practice your pitch, right? You get to practice your pitch with a group of friendly people that you're not trying to sell every minute and they're trying to sell every minute to you. You got to give me 50 referrals or I'm going to chop your head off. So, that is one big advantage of CBN. We're also interested in your personal story. The fact that Kimberly doesn't know how to mute or unmute. Hey, we're not going to make fun of her or laugh at her or tell her that's silly. We're just going to say, Kimberly, we're all laughing at you. I'm just going to be honest with you. So with that, hey, what I'd like to do is make sure and remind you guys, we'll be here next week, same time. We do start on time. We do finish on time. It is so important that you get back to your normal life. Rhoda, before we start wrapping up, please go ahead.
A reminder to everyone, always check the chat before you leave the meeting.
That is correct. That is correct. Also as a reminder, just remember I do record this. So if you didn't want something said or you didn't want to be dancing on the video, that's not my fault. I told you and you did it. It's not my fault. So we do make that available. If any of you do need that video for your own private reasons, just get a hold of me. I did have one person that wanted their video for their own private reasons. Okay, we have humans, dogs. Okay, I didn't really mean what I said when I said we were really friendly. I didn't mean that. Not really. I was lying. But okay, you throw me off track. Okay, with that. With that, I'm going to stop laughing. Hey, appreciate it, Suresh. Thank you so much. Hey, we like to close it at the end of the meeting. I need all you guys to give me a smile and a wave, and I will be seeing you next week, but I appreciate everything. With that, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.